welcome to AsiaStar Focus. My name is Sarah Mandagi and I'm the country representative of KrAsia in Indonesia. KrAsia is the partner of Alibaba Cloud project Asia Forward, and I'll be the moderator for this webinar called AsiaStar Focus, which is a series under Project Asia Forward, where we feature notable startups from across Asia and uncover their thoughts and insights about the local ecosystem. And today, we'll be focusing on the Indonesia ecosystem. As the largest economy in Southeast Asia, Indonesia's digital economy holds tremendous potential. In fact, the digital economy is the fastest growing industry in the country. It is projected to reach $124 billion in 2025, according to the Economy C 2020 report by Google, Temasek, and Bain & Company. This development results from a young population that is comfortable with new consumer tech and a rising middle class interacting with an accelerating e-commerce market and vibrant startup landscape. Now, before we get to the discussions, let me do a quick round of introduction to our guest speakers today. I'd like to say hi to Max. Hi, Max.
Hello. Hi,
Hello.
Sarah.
Yes, Max Dasuki is the head of solutions architect at Alibaba Cloud Indonesia. And yeah, thank you, Max, for being here. And we also have Bintang Ekananda. Hi, Bintang.
Hi, Sarah. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Okay, thank you. Thank you for being here. So Bintang is the director and the co-founder at Koinpack. The company developed a returnable and reusable packaging system and implements a deposit and reward model for FMCG companies. The solution reduces plastic waste for daily goods like soap, detergent, shampoo, and food packaging. And up next, we have Satrya Sjukri. Hi, Satrya.
Hi.
Hi, thank you for joining us. Okay, Satrya is the CEO of TUJJU Media, and TUJJU Media is one of the leading production houses in Indonesia. It works with multinational corporations and media companies to translate and localize films, television, and documentaries for new markets. Okay, so yeah, thank you everyone for your time today. Now, without further ado, let's get to the Q&A section. Now, first thing first, let's talk about, general thoughts on Indonesia's ecosystem growth. I think we all know, I think we all Indonesian knows, but I hope more people will know. Indonesia ecosystem has seen quite a lot of growth in the past decade. There are 7 unicorns that were born in the past couple of years. One of the latest ones was GoTo, which is the merged company of 2 Indonesian unicorns, Gojek and Tokopedia. We've seen a lot of support from the government, both from the nationwide scale or even from local governments. We see more and more movements like from Jakarta or from other cities, not just in Jakarta or in Java Island. And we also have seen corporates like they are actively digitizing. They've been working with startups and with innovations and stuffs. All stakeholders actively boosting the new economic age. Indonesia also has been identified as a hot market for many venture capitals and large tech giants, including those from other countries. So maybe I'll go to Bintang first. I'd like to pick up something of yours about Indonesian ecosystem. Do you think our ecosystem, Indonesia ecosystem, is developing its own culture? Or if you have any thoughts about the uniqueness of the Indonesian digital landscape, would be happy to hear that.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah. Yeah, so I think it's indeed we have Indonesia's ecosystem is developing our own culture. First, as a background, I think our market is very competitive. More than 2,000 startups are active in Indonesia.
Yeah.
So I think the chances of someone else is doing the same business with us is quite high. So in that sense, one way you can stand out is by first growing as big as possible, as quickly as possible. So in that sense, somehow I believe that Indonesia's most successful startups or unicorns have something called like transformational mindset. So rather than just a migration mindset to move from point A to point B. So there is no point B for those successful startups. So instead, they are constantly accelerating and innovating new ways to grow. So I think that's really becoming our culture. I think the most unique thing about our digital landscape is it's always related to local businesses somehow. So for the startups to be able to scale across Indonesia, I think I've seen that most of those successful startups are tapping into this small and medium enterprises because this is the pillar of our economy. So somehow to be able to empowering those SMEs is also our uniqueness of the digital landscape in Indonesia.
Okay. Thank you. Interesting. So yeah, more accelerations and more innovations coming our way then. Okay, so yeah, thank you, Bintang. And for Satrya now, I would like to ask you, Satrya, do you think there are more startups, investors, government support, enterprises joining the game at this stage of our, growth?
Yeah. So yes, I think because the government's support is getting bigger and more efficiently, it certainly invites a lot of VCs and big companies to join. Coupled with globalization, finding investor is much easier than in the past decades. Indonesia is a country that has a lot of potential in its human resource. Indonesia's citizens also have a big spirit of innovation. It can be seen from our unicorn. Of course, Indonesia unicorn cannot reach the size of this big if their human resources are bad. So for me, it makes perfect sense for VCs to invest in Indonesia. There are also a lot of classes or support from private sectors, from learning HR, marketing, sales, leadership, IT, design, and so on.
Yeah. So it's getting more diversified.
Yes. So, and access to education is much easier thanks to the government support to spread 4G network throughout Indonesia. So that's new innovative businesses has emerged throughout the province, so that they have their own economy and educational equity effect in the region, not centralized only in Jakarta. Not only the government and VCs or the private sector are helping us as startup, but we also have to help them. Indonesia is a very big country. Indonesia is a country full of problems that we need to help to solve. Therein lies the opportunity for us to encourage the innovation. In conclusion, thanks to the equitable of distribution of technology, globalization, and Indonesia's progress, positive Indonesian progress, support from both nation and international level are increasing. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I have to agree with you that we have a lot of problems. That means we need a lot of solutions. And talking about solutions to be solved, now go to you, Max. What are your thoughts on this innovation growth, and the push for digitalization? And as mentioned by our two fellow men here, gentlemen, they said there are a lot of solutions and fresh talents and accelerations. How do you see it? Do you see more sophisticated, robust solutions? Do you see like fresher talent and with new ideas trying to solve real problems?
Oh, yes. Yeah, can you hear me? It's okay, right? Because it's a bit choppy.
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so definitely.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Sarah. I think Alibaba Cloud as a cloud company, so digitalization is our bread and butter, right? So to say. So of course we are very supportive towards it. And also in regards of the startups, right? I was actually amazed by the quality of the startups that joined KrAsia this year, right? They are, like well diversified, they are innovative, targeted, right? And many of them, they are also looking into a more sustainable solutions as well, which is what we needed, at this point of time, right? And we believe technology should be inclusive. And I also believe that this is what we are looking for as well, which will benefit the society in the future.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I think sustainable is what we are looking for. Agree. So yeah, thank you for your thoughts on general landscape about our digital ecosystem right now. Now I'd like to talk about how traditional industry going digital or adopting digital solutions. No doubt, there is a rise of digital services or solutions for bigger traditional enterprises and even small medium enterprises. Now, I would like to ask this to what our startups, Bintang and Satrya from Koinpack and TUJJU. Maybe to Bintang first. What role do you think these traditional corporations play in supporting the ecosystem? Perhaps you could share some anecdotes on your experience in partnerships with larger corporations, or if you have any standout stories on or examples on what went well, that would be nice too. I know that you've been working with Nestle and P&G, but yeah, if you want to mention the others or any notable partnerships, that's okay too.
Yeah, thanks for a very interesting question, Sarah. So yeah, I think first of all, I'd like to share my thought that sometimes those big corporations are sometimes blamed for example, environmental problems, but we see different perspectives. So Koinpack is working very closely with those corporations, in this case, is FMCG companies, because we think by working with them, actually we can accelerate the impact much faster in the shorter time, and then we can tap the larger market. So in our experience to work with them, we really see that first, they are really willing to work with sort of early stage startup like Koinpack. I think that can provide really good example for the ecosystem in general. Yeah. That's first. Starting from funding, co-creating process, pilot execution, and also scale up plan. I think that's really important for us as startup to grow faster. And they're also willing to exchange valuable information on the industry. Of course, they are the expert on their own industry because they have been operating for years. And vice versa, our agility as a startup is also helping them to adopt a new and innovative business model like the Koinpack offers to transform the conventional linear business model into circular business model much better, faster, and also measured. So I think we have the win-win situation both between the startup and also the big corporations for the better ecosystem.
Okay, so working with larger companies makes faster, makes your startup like even grab even more faster market. Is that what you say?
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Satrya? Can you share with us what your experience with TUJJU?
So yeah, TUJJU is very new. Our startup is very new. It's just about more or less a year now, 15 months actually. For TUJJU, we are a localization media company. Where we will translate film with subtitle and dubbing, dub localization. So our clients came from TV stations, OTTs, education tech, and game industries. At first, we are a regular subtitle company. Our workflow are traditional, just like other existing subtitle companies out there. But we still have different compared to our competitor. Is we always promote quality and customer service. In the past, we have been established for in the past 11 months. We have no sales or account executive employees. With our good service and because of our good service, our clients become our advertisement. As a result, we always have new clients every month, and our business is skyrocketing. With lot of needs, high quality and tight film due date. So we decide to develop our own app that could help us to scale up and keep up with the fast-growing industry trend. In the making, we include our clients so that the solution can be used according to the needs of the clients and, of course, for TUJJU. We always focus on problem solution fit. We conduct interviews with our clients from validation, testing, discussion, and we always review whether our product or our solution are correct. Basically, for startup, especially new startup, please focus on what matters, which means to focus on the product or service that you provide. Not focus on, okay, we need PR, we need social media, we need this, that, we need that budget, we need that investor, and so on. No, please focus on the product or the service that you are provide, focusing on making an excellent product.
Okay. Have you been? I mean, I know it's still a usage for TUJJU, but have you been working with like large corporation, or maybe, you know, if it is not happening yet, I mean, like in the future, do you have any plan for that?
Yes. Since the day we launched, we already make profits. So until now, every day, 7 days throughout the week, we are profit. Now we are growing to 18 client, big client from Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, and Philippines.
Okay. Okay. All right. So your clients are mostly also from enterprises.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. So yeah, now I can see that how TUJJU actually really, you know, working together with enterprise, and that means startups become solutions for enterprises. Okay. Thank you, Satrya. And so yeah, Max, back to you again. Now, from, you know, Alibaba Cloud perspective, what are some of the resources that Alibaba Cloud has introduced into the ecosystem that help startups build partnerships with traditional corporations? Like, if you can share unique aspects of, you know, or the success stories of this kind of, you know, working together with startups, Alibaba Cloud and startups, that would be nice.
Yeah. So thanks, Sarah. So I think in Alibaba Cloud, we naturally have a wide range of users, right? Like from enterprises and also startups alike. And we also don't think of them only as sort of customers, but more into like partners, right? Like we have built a partnership with them. So whenever there is usually typically it's like enterprise looking for a certain solution that can be provided by these startups, right, or by our partner, we will be more than happy to introduce them to each other. Why? Because we believe that this will eventually benefit everybody, right? The startup will get more business, the enterprise will get the solutions, and for us, we are happy that both of them can support us as well. And yeah, so on top of that, we also have startup programs that that can benefit the startups, both in technical and also the business aspect. So, for example, in Alibaba Cloud, we have you know, like Garuda. We have Astra, for example, on the startup side, maybe on the Doku, on the Payment, we can definitely link them up together, right? Like TUJJU and Koinpack as well. Like we also have media entertainment customers that, you know, maybe we can potentially do something or work together in a certain sense. And this is something that I discussed during my internal discussion as well after I joined the semi-final, and I'm so happy that both of them are here, right? Because they are also the highlight when I was doing my own notes.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, I think well, with the Start Acceleration Program, that's also showing this. That also shows that Alibaba is supporting startup ecosystem, I guess. So
Definitely.
yeah. Okay. Now let's talk about challenges that we face, I mean, as Indonesian ecosystem. I think, please correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, we are a country with 34 provinces, and then each province has its own uniqueness, its own uniqueness. So it's not easy to generalize Indonesia because every region is different. So yeah, I would like to pick up you guys' thoughts on this. As a country with 34 provinces with 5 major islands and about 30 smaller groups, a lot of ethnics and different languages, where each region, as mentioned, has its own uniqueness. In what ways can all the stakeholders influence each other and evolve digital inclusion in Indonesia? Bintang, can you help me to answer this first?
Yeah, thanks, Sarah. It's a bit tough question, but I'll try. So I think
I think it's a tough question too.
Yeah, talking about 34 provinces, so we're talking beyond Jakarta, so that means talking about this digital stuff will go beyond just talking about unicorns. So I think for me, we have to address first the policy matter. So I have 3 thoughts actually to address this, how stakeholders can influence each other for digital inclusion. First, I think we need to boost digital connectivity and universalize access to really basic, high-quality internet.
Yeah.
So efforts such as improving clarity of regulation of sharing, for example, telecommunication infrastructure across Indonesia. And second is, I think the policy, which is the government needs to ensure that digital economy works for all. This can be supported by better logistics, greater investment in relevant skills in this digital era. I think that's also one of the role accelerator like Alibaba brings into the space. Yeah. And I think third is, of course, to prioritize digital technology to provide better public services, to improve the quality of the citizen and state interactions. And I think if those 3 things address, that will be the outcome will be like, first, we can build trust in this digital world. So once that achieved, I think the digital inclusion also will be achieved.
Yeah. Okay. Agree. Especially with the infrastructure work, I definitely agree with that. So yeah, Max, if you can add up on this topic, what are some challenges that Alibaba Cloud has faced in encouraging digitalization from such diversity, to drive inclusion, digital inclusion? And do you think there are still a lot of market education that needs to be done for digital inclusion?
Definitely. So I really like this question because it's aligned with Alibaba Cloud's mission, so to say. So in Alibaba Cloud, we are not focusing solely on delivering our products and solutions to customers or our partners, for example, but also on training and enablement. So we have been training thousands of people, right, so far, our trainees. And we want to double it up, or maybe, in the future, maybe long run, maybe tenfold, and etc. Right? We want to definitely train as much as possible digital talent in Indonesia, right? So to boost the economy and education further. And for example, recently we are also working with many renowned universities like UGM, for example, and some of them are actually adopting Alibaba Cloud also into their curriculum, so that the students can learn about cloud and Alibaba Cloud specifically further.
Okay, awesome. So nurturing the young talents, but also not just young talents, but from anywhere in Indonesia. Is that what you guys are doing now?
Yes, definitely. So all can be done online as well. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Okay. Well, it's been quite quick and direct, straightforward conversation. I think I've been enjoying this. And we already talked about the general thought, and then we already talked about corporations between startups and larger enterprises. We also talked about the challenges that we face as Indonesian ecosystem. Now I would like to talk about the future, because what we've been discussing will be useless if we don't talk about the future, right? What's important is the present and the future. So go to you, Satrya. I'd like to ask you about what further developments or improvements of the ecosystem do you wish to see in Indonesia or maybe in regional like Southeast Asia? And yeah, probably if you can add with what excites you the most about the future of Indonesia ecosystem. It could be your general observations or new innovations in your industries or opportunities specific to your company, TUJJU.
Yes, so there are a lot of innovation in the world, but there are one particular trend that I want to see in Indonesia soon. Yeah, I think that sooner or later we will move toward to Industry 4.0, where there will be a lot of automation in workflow, system, internet, cloud, and AI. Industries 4.0 produces smart businesses through the internet for everything or IoT, cyber physical system communicate and cooperate with each other and human simultaneously through the cloud computing. Intra and cross organizational services are provided and utilized by various parties and in the value chains. In the 4.0 era that requires speed, sometimes that is customized and must be specific. In TUJJU now has now started to move toward to the Industry 4.0. A lot of automation in our work process in our system. We want to achieve 80% of automation and 20% human interaction by 2030. Okay. So why do we need to keep that 20% of human? Because in terms of soft skill, people cannot be replaced by machines. How interact and feels, for example, how human interact and feels cannot be replaced with machines. And we need people who have social intelligence, the ability to recognize themselves and their environment, like religion, politics, tradition, and so on. Then how they manage relationship with their friends, environment, and society. That's why we keep that 20% of human interaction to localize the content to accurate and natural for the subtitle and dubbing. The system and human work together. So that where Industry 4.0 will produce a very fast, accurate, and cheap output.
Okay.
We also want to continue the work from home culture in after the pandemic is over.
I think so. Yeah.
Why? Because we want to work efficiently, not work hard. We don't want our employee to be tired because
commuting.
Commuting, and we also don't want to continue the global warming, because of all our employee are going to the office, then the emission. So yeah, we want to go green also. TUJJU also create an employment management system that we call TMS, or TUJJU management system. So we manage so that we can see and manage our employee workload. And TUJJU is one of the example of successful startup supporting its employee 100% to work from home for almost 2 years now. And actually it's very positive, the output. And I believe that work from home trend will be easier thanks to the technology innovation and continues to advance.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Satrya. So if I may conclude your statement, it means that, automation would be definitely the next one for digitalization, but also it still need human interaction because still machine will never be able to replace human 100%. And also working from home is the future even after this pandemic gone, and that also means that more and more digitalization will be involved in working culture. Is that what you are saying?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you, Satrya. And this will be my last question. I'm going to ask Bintang, and then Max, you can add later after Bintang. I'd like to ask Bintang first. What are some of the other initiatives overseas that you've seen, Bintang, that could be good to see in the Indonesian ecosystem? This is not to compare. I think this is more to pick up what's good and that might be, we might be able to apply in here. Not to compare they are better or no. It's just like some thoughts from this question. Yeah, if you can give us some.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah, for the question. So I think back to my early days of Koinpack, I think one of our biggest challenges is to find the right talents for the team, to find the right co-founders to the team. I think that is also one of, if I'm not mistaken, that is one of the biggest reason why most startups fail, which is to find the right composition for the team, to find the right founders, etc. And that's where I feel that Enview, which is the co-founder of Koinpack as well, which is the global social startup studio, to provide that gap where I don't see that much in Indonesia, where we can find a platform or any kind of organization that provide with various or choices to meet with other founders and then having a match vision, mission, and then build a startup. So I think if somehow, and I think the government has started that kind of initiative as well with their 1,000 startups in Indonesia movement. I think that's really good examples, and a lot of private incubation accelerator like this one as well from Alibaba Cloud. I think that's really good. It's just a matter of to scale the numbers of those kind of incubation acceleration program so that we can meet with other like-minded people. So somehow in the future we can cross our road and then we could be building a very innovative new startup. So I think, to provide the platform, to provide more and more platforms where we can find like-minded people, other founders, I think it's really important for the growth of our ecosystem of startup in general in Indonesia.
Awesome. Thank you, Bintang. Okay, Max, how about you? Is there any initiatives overseas that you've seen and then, could be good to see in the Indonesia ecosystem?
Yeah, so I agree with Bintang, right? So I'd like to circle back on the talent for this one. So the world has abundance of ideas. Yes, now Bintang also mentioned, we have a lot of startups and potentially some of us are doing similar things. But I think the most important is how do we execute? I think some of you probably already know about this. Like execution is what makes it different. Right? Nothing new under the sun, I would say. I mean, you can take a look and easily take something that's working and then put it in Indonesia. I think that's you can do that as well. But I believe we are more than able to, in fact, my point here is more into like, as an Indonesian, right, we don't like sort of, don't lose heart, I would say, right? Like we are more than able to challenge the international market as well, right? Like we can start here and grow international, right? Like until I hope one day that people will look to Indonesia, and that's what they are trying to do now, right? Like and see, so this is the market in Indonesia, this is the dynamic. Can we adopt it as well? Like, so I hope that's what's going to happen in the future, right? Like people will like to look at Indonesia and say, hey, what works in Indonesia? Can I adopt it in my country as well? Yeah. So that's my point of view.
Awesome. Thank you, Max. I think that's also closing our round of discussion today. I mean, Max, what you say that nothing new under the sun, but still, again, I mean, we have a lot of potentials in Indonesia. It's just more to when everything works together, infrastructure, enterprise, startups, or all stakeholders work together. I think we can achieve that inclusion, and then perhaps one day, hopefully one day, we can really get the international market. So okay, thank you everyone for sharing your thoughts, for being here. And I think it's great to gain more on the ground insights on the Indonesia digital ecosystem. From our conversation today, I think we all agree that Indonesia is now at the most exciting intersection of the digital landscape in Southeast Asia. So yeah, best of luck to you all, to Alibaba Cloud, to Koinpack, and to TUJJU Media in evolving Indonesia's digital growth. I also would like to say thanks to our audience for tuning in to this episode of AsiaStar Focus. Stay tuned to hear for more founders in upcoming episodes of AsiaStar Focus. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Sarah.
Bye.